So we're going to install this license plate flipper mechanism here. And the way the thing works is it's magnetic. And this thing just spins around and I can't force it, but it has to lift. And it's actually too wide to even fit in here. So the only way that you can get it to fit is to just cut out the upper section up in here, and you know, because this is all hollow plastic, so Delorean purists look away in horror and disgust. It's gonna be loud, so I'll probably have to skip ahead after I've cut the hole. Hey, Cole, or one of you guys, would you grab me, you know, the little smaller blade, you know, like the inch?
Yeah.
The inch blade. And then marker, if you got one handy.
Okay.
I don't know, I may not need one.
Will silver work? I found a silver marker.
A silver marker on a silver car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if I need a marker.
Oh wow, you took that pretty far.
Go on. Well, you want to give yourself just a little bit of extra because you're gonna have to make adjustments, and people can't see up under there anyway. I should eBay that. Part of the Videobob time machine. Okay, so now got a nice big hole. You can see here where this is gonna fit. So it fits right up inside this hole. Like I said, there is some extra here, but it's okay because you don't want this hitting the sides, and it makes it flow. So the original, this is a bad version of it, but the original plate frame that goes here is I believe made out of probably fiberglass, I suppose, and it wasn't really well conceived, you know, the way this holds plate framing, but this is one of the original ones. Actually, there's a sticker on there that says ERM, Elastic Reservoir Molding, which is the process they wanted to use for the entire car, which is a compressed fiberglass plastic system. And anyway, because we can't fit the license plate flipper thing with that frame, we have to, you know, make room for it. So what we've done is, also, these are kind of like hard to get. They didn't have these for a long time. I guess they reproduced them at Delorean, but what we were doing is we made a mold of the best one of these we could find so that we could make replicas of it. And so what we did was we just cast one, just the section of it we needed, which is on the side, and then cut it down so that it's like a solid block of black plastic painted. And then we can just mount it there where it goes, kind of fill the space. As simple as that. Takes 2 seconds. Now, some people might complain that there's quite a bit of an ugly gap here. There's a good 1/4 inch there. But I did that on purpose because I've learned over doing this before, you gotta give this thing room to move. You don't want it rubbing up against here and catching and then have the thing be like this. You can't take that chance. So in my opinion, even though that's a little ugly to have that gap there, it's better than having your license plate thingy stuck. Okay, and that's how it goes. So basically, I can't operate it because I don't have it hooked up, but like I said, there's a slight little gap there. And then the taillights just fit right in here. Now we've already got our LEDs in here, our LED bulbs, and they are working great. So actually we can go ahead and put in the taillights if we like. All right, these LEDs look a little odd. We have the replacement circuit boards for the taillights here. These are made by PJ Grady, who made these some time ago. Basically, you have a printed circuit board with the bulbs mounted to them. And all these bulbs are a little bit different because they all serve different functions. You know, this one here in the far left here, this is a white LED bulb that is for the reverse lights. These two are brake lights. These are red LEDs. This one is also a red. But these on the outside brake lights, these are a little bit different than the ones that I chose for in here. And then the ones on the far right are blinkers. And these are all actually 1156 style. And I kind of, you know, if I were to ever redesign this, I would set it so that all three of these are 1156 or 1157 two-tone lights where they would, you know, all be on and then all get bright. But the way they're designed is that these only come on during braking. Anyway, this thing just clips into the taillight. Now the screws are here, are in the taillight. So if I turn it over, they're all gonna fall out. And I kind of wanted to just leave them in there, but I'm gonna take them out. So that you can see the backside. It's a pretty simple operation. And actually, it's probably easier to take this off, but this will give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, see? And this fits in, and it kind of slides into place on some notches. So you got to kind of line it up and then slide it. I would prefer this was designed better, but this is what we got. There we go. Done this a few times. There we go. Ooh, nice. All right, so now it's in there, and you plug it back in. Now the thing about this rubber fascia is it has a tendency to kind of warp. You know, it's rubber. So you want to kind of make sure it's pulled together. And one of the ways you kind of do this is, see, I can see that this taillight, you don't want to go in all the way. You want to leave a little bit of space so that you can kind of manipulate it. Perfect. There's not much to it. These are real coarse thread. They're going into a rivet nut. Not much to it, really. Nice. Wow, those are bright. They're flashing a little. Oh wait, there they go. Interesting. They slowed down. Well, that's weird. I turned on the brake lights and they sped up. Or the running lights. See what happens. I hit the brake. Okay. And if I put it into reverse, should be reverse. Oh yeah. Wow, those are nice and bright white. I like that. I like the way those look. Those look good. So we have everything going at the same time. Brake lights. That's all of them. Nice bright LEDs. Okay, it's the running lights, headlights, which we haven't done the LEDs yet. And then hazards. Let's try turn signal. Huh. Strange. This is the center console section of the Delorean, which, you know, is made out of cardboard. It's like fiberboard wrapped in leather. The leather they used in the Delorean is actually the same leather they use in Rolls Royces, a company called Bridge of Weir. It's really fine leather, which is why it's held up over 30 years. I mean, it's good stuff. You know, it's a really fine grain of leather. They did do a good job of that. So we have our time circuits here, and we're getting those prepared to mount, because those basically sit directly on top of this console here, completely encapsulating it, basically. And one of the issues that I've always had with the design of these is, you know, first of all, they're designed, you know, by design, they're made to cover over the vents and where the radio is. That's why Doc put his radio up on top. And this keypad is right where the headlight switch is and where the air conditioning controls are. And I've often thought, I wonder if I could do something, if I could modify the keypad. We have this made for us by a guy who does it for us now, and he does a really good job, as you can see, of making them. And I was trying to see exactly how he has them mounted, because I was thinking of an idea of maybe, I don't know if I could do it, but maybe putting a hinge, like a spring-loaded hinge where you could like fold it up or something, so you could get behind it, you know? So you could get to the controls. Because that's how it sits. Alright? You literally screw this into the board there. And then your radio. This is a turret radio. Radio sits up on top like that. And then you got a little compass. Actually, this bracket comes off, but it sits there like that. And then there's like an electronics board, which we're going to work on here shortly. You know, and then that sits up there like that. And then there's a heat sink. So it would be presented like that. But the thing is your controls for the car are behind here. The headlight switch is behind there. The cold and hot is back behind there, which you don't need that often. But it would be nice if this could move or detach, slide it. Well, I think folding up, you know, so the problem is you'd have to have a little piano hinge visible here. I don't know, and to make it spring loaded, and it might be flopping around, so it might just be something you have to live with. This is right in your knee. Sucks. But anyway, this is how this mounts on here. Put a couple of screws right there, just a couple of wood screws, hold it in. Now what I'm planning on doing is, you know, in the past and on our customers' cars, we've always just, you know, you got air conditioning kind of blowing out from under this, which helps keep this nice and ice cold. But there's no way to get air like blowing on your face. So we're going to try to reroute some of the air conditioning hoses and put in some custom vents, which are going to be a little ugly, but I think it's going to be worth it. You know, this particular car, which is going to be my car, it's going to have some things in it that are going to not be screen accurate, but you will forgive the screen accuracy when you are driving around in Las Vegas in July or August. It's 110 degrees outside, and you've got ice cold air blowing right on your face. You will forgive these inaccuracies, and you'll be cool with it. I promise. So, these are some things that I want to do, but these are going to look cool. Like I said, I may manipulate this, or maybe what I'll do is I'll reroute the headlight switch and put it somewhere else. Because if you didn't know where it was, and if I didn't tell you where it was, you'd never be able to find it. Behind here. Now, these are original Craig speakers from the Delorean. 15 whole watts of power. These are 7 watts nominal, 6 ohms, but made in Japan. All the best stuff's made in Japan. So these are what came factory with the DeLorean, and these are still in actually pretty good condition. And you really can't buy a speaker of that quality. Look at, I keep picking up little magnetic things. The magnets on here are really strong for being a 15 watt speaker. Anyway, these speakers and the original Craig radio system worked on a chassis ground system. You know, modern stereos that we use now, you'll have a plus and a minus basic, well, you know, you have a positive and neutral wire, kind of like AC running into the speakers. Whereas these, you had to ground to the radio, ground to the speaker, and ground to the chassis of the car in order for them to work, which caused a lot of interference noise. You know, you got a lot of buzzing coming from the alternator and things. And unfortunately, because I want things to be kind of original, which is weird, I'm changing other things and keeping other things. I'm going to have that actual radio in here from the 80s, the actual cassette player, and I'm going to have the original speakers in there. It's gonna sound like crap. But it'll sound like 80s crap. Alright guys, not much of an update today. We just did a couple of things for you. But hey, this is a slow process. I mean, you can't build a time machine overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. This takes a little bit of time and effort. I'm working by myself today. You know, nobody showed up today. That seems to be a problem around here. So we're hiring. When we move to Las Vegas, I'll be hiring fabricators, people that do DC wiring. If you want to do this kind of stuff and you live in Las Vegas, hit me up. I'll give you a job. Hell, if you live in Dallas right now, I would give you a job. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Anyway, we're going to be doing this series for a long time. So stick with me for the long haul, and we're going to retroactively go back and do other parts even after the car is done. So I think this is a series that we're going to keep going for a long time. Anyway, it's a gloomy, rainy day outside, so I'm staying warm in here. And stay tuned. Maybe I'll post another video tomorrow or the next day. Can't do it every day. Do my best. But if this is your first time watching the video, we're building the DeLorean time machine. This is our 35th car. So subscribe, like, and share if you like this kind of stuff. Hey, I'm Videobob. Thanks for watching.